my pink today, Stephen.
Oh, yeah, you're going to be picking out the park
Mother's
Day, which is May 13th.
Yeah, right. Get shopping, by the way. Your wife gave you fair notice this morning, didn't she? Or yesterday?
That I need to shop? Yeah, she would. So here's, we talked about that this morning on the show on 104.3, but my wife, Loren, I think she's given up on me, like, knowing what I should do.
Yeah.
So she likes to drop, like, subtle hints. So this weekend, she's sitting there and says, oh, she's looking at her calendar, goes, oh, Mother's Day is May 13th. And then she kind of goes on, and I'm thinking for a second that maybe she's just talking about, you know, like, just making a statement. Then I started realizing there's got to be some
reason why she's
ulterior motive why she said that.
Well, let me guess. Is this past experience on her part, perhaps? And maybe you don't always remember to get her something. Could that be it? Is that what's going on here, Stephen?
No. I mean, always remember is a strong term. Never remember. I don't want to sound like I'm insensitive.
Well, because you're about to.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Is I don't want to sound that way because I really always have the greatest intentions. My biggest problem, I don't know what to get her, and so I'll think about it and I'll agonize over it, and then I just forget.
Okay. See, yeah, that's not good. That's not a good excuse either. So if you think and you agonize, then you need to get to the point where you say, here's what, or what would you like me to get you?
No,
right?
Actually, we go beyond that point to the point where she leaves little notes now. And it won't be, here's what she does. I'll leave my laptop out on the kitchen counter, and I'll come in the morning and I'll wake it up to check my email,
right.
And there will be a website for, like, Ugg boots.
There you go.
You know, now I wasn't looking for Ugg boots.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So now I got to go through this torturous thing of figuring out, okay, is this a hint?
Right.
Or was she just, like, Googling things, and, you know, and suddenly came across that and then just didn't close it out?
Got it. You could just ask her, you know.
I know, but then it spoils the surprise. I want to surprise her with exactly what she wants.
Oh,
that's what I want to do.
That's great. Okay, maybe we should get back to what we actually said in the line that we're going to be talking about here, which is Pick Out the Park. Yeah. That's a great gift for Mom. Get these tickets to the Tigers game. So I'm going to be out there, along with thousands and thousands of other women who are going to be wearing pink that day. Exactly. So this is a kind of a partnership with Karmanos Cancer Institute, do such amazing work, and the Tigers organization, and I have to sneeze. Hold on.
Watch out, watch out. Stand by.
Exactly.
Stand by for the sneeze. Stand by.
I held it. I think I held it.
We're good. I hate that when I don't sneeze. I hate
Kroger,
that.
I do too. Right. Kroger will be out there well. But so here's the thing. So they're giving away these, not giving away, you have to, I'm sure they're giving away too. And we are actually, as a matter of fact, on the air this week. But you can buy these Tigers packages. And with it, you get a ticket to the game. You get a T-shirt, Pink Out the Park T-shirt.
Right.
And then part of the ticket package price is a donation to Karmanos as well. So, and the first, I believe, 500 women in this part may already have been determined already.
But the ones who will be on the field.
500 survivors down there on the field. My mom is a breast cancer survivor. She's a 5-time ovarian cancer survivor. She was treated at Karmanos, and they always just did amazing treatments for her and an amazing job caring for her. Dr. V, who actually recently passed away, was just a pillar at Karmanos, and anyways, took great care of my mom. So I'm going to be out there. And we hope you come out too, because it's going to be a great day. We're playing the Mariners.
Yes.
The Tigers are. I'm coming with my husband and 2 kids and spending part of my Mother's Day with them, and then we'll all head over to my mom's house a little bit later in the afternoon.
I'm trying to be rude. What I was doing here is I was actually sharing it to my page.
Oh, good.
Because that's how, like, hip we are.
Yes.
Matter of fact, the fact that I used hip shows right now that I'm not.
That we're not hip.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what my kids would tell us.
So anyway, if you want to talk to us, and that's why I did this here, because I also wanted to get up on the screen. So like Jason Richards says, hey, you two. Hey, back, Jason.
Yeah.
And he's hip because he says, hey, you, the letter U, number 2.
Very good. I like that.
And Cheryl Mulmoody is watching. Cheryl, thank you for coming along. So we had a couple other things. You have to turn the volume down, otherwise we'll get the weird little feedback.
Yep.
So the other thing we wanted to talk about this morning is on the show, we started off the whole day, of course, the 696 closure.
Yes.
Westbound. If you live on the east side and you had to get west this morning, there was no easy way to do it.
No.
You had to pretty much go to the mile roads, and they were pretty much packed. So we decided to help you as much as we could. So we sent Sarah Thomas, our correspondent live in the field, out with a WOMC street team. And also, she took an iPad with her so we could actually talk face-to-face with people, because that's what we do on television.
Exactly.
You know? And frankly,
it's hard to say goodbye.
It's hard to say goodbye. So we did that this morning, and we had some tips on things you could do. And I had to stay busy in the car, and I had debuted my song.
You did. He wrote a song.
I did.
Apologies to Brian Adams. right? That's what you said in your video.
Well, I
Because
took
it's
the summer of
on
'69, and mine is called the summer on 696.
But we decided afterwards that you really should have named it like the summer not on
Not on
696, or staring longingly at 696.
Something like that.
But it was a great song. I love it. Got
Yes.
good reaction this
So
morning,
yeah, I
too.
appreciate it. A ton of people have already taken a look at it. I put it up on my Facebook page, on this page, WOMC. So if you just kind of scroll down a little ways past some other things from this morning, you'll find that song.
Yeah.
I'd love for you to listen to it, give me your opinion and on what you think of the song. But it's basically just trying to make fun of the fact that you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
They closed the highway there. You can't yell at anybody.
No, and we're all going to be so appreciative when it's finally done, right? So, but what, east or westbound 94 to 75. So you did that song. We heard from a guy today,
Yes.
one of my favorite callers that we had, or not callers, I'm sorry, it was when Sarah was talking to him, and she said, you know, what are you thinking about this closure? Is this such a drag? And just totally calm, looks in the camera, and goes, hey, I get paid by the hour. So he was like, this is good. Traffic jam, I don't care, I get paid by the hour.
He
So
can
some
stick
people are
all
getting
day
raised.
long getting to the job. By the time he gets there, it's time to come home. He's fine with that right there.
It's all good, right?
So we're getting some response from people here. Jason Richards says LOL or just lazy. So that's why I was talking about you too.
Oh, yeah, right.
Well, trust me, that's how we got into this internet speak. It is kind of maybe a little lazy, but also just more efficient.
Yeah,
on
I
the
know.
keyboard
My
to do
son
that.
does that a lot, actually. He does a lot of shortcuts with text that I'm not quite on board with, because I think kids are not learning to spell and write as much as they should, because we're using just little letters for words. And,
What was the one you were supposed to watch out years ago? It was like PIR or PI or something like that. It's parent in room, I guess.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
kids all had
Yeah,
their
so
little
they got their little
acronyms, their things. Yeah.
What my wife and I use are the Bitmojis.
We have my husband and I have entire conversations with Bitmojis.
And if you know what a Bitmoji is, it's, you know, the emojis are like the little, colon with the it's a little smiley face and stuff like that. The Bitmoji is a different thing where you can create your own.
Yeah.
And so we went to, I don't know, like bitmoji.com or something like that, and you create your own. And the funny thing is that really,
They kind of look like
they kind of
it.
look like, because you get all the choices between your hair color and shape and the face shape and colorations and eye color, and I got a little scruff on mine.
Although I have to tell you, my sister did one, and her kids were like, Mom, that doesn't look like you. Your Bitmoji needs more wrinkles. So
There is not a Bitmoji wrinkle option.
No, yes, there is.
Well, I know there's crow's feet.
Oh, no, everywhere. There's,
and they got the
there's
little,
that,
you can
there's
put the little
wrinkles on
lines.
your forehead. Trust me, it's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Ashley weighed in.
Yep.
Ashley weighed in and said, looking good, you guys. You're sweet, Ashley, but this isn't TV makeup now. But whatever, I'm trying. If you notice I go like this during the Facebook Live, it's because I see myself and go, this does not look good.
And Judy Hawley Eddy, so happy you're both here. Thank you so much.
Now, on a serious note, Jason says they need to be working around the clock to get the freeway back open. Let's see.
He said he was by there the other night and not one single worker.
All right, well, to be fair,
They weren't supposed to
just
actually
started,
start working.
right? Although they did close it down Friday at 9 o'clock. Although we also find out there are all these incentives for these guys, and we talked to Diane Cross about that with Diane
MDOT.
Cross, right? With
Yeah.
MDOT, and I said, because it's scheduled to be closed through November, and I asked about the possibility it could be open sooner than that.
Mm-hmm.
She said there's always that possibility. Depends a lot on the weather, right? Because they can't,
Right.
if it's pouring rain or if we get snow early or whatnot. But the hope is, of course, to get that stretch of freeway open before November.
And here's my other pet peeve about construction projects, and I know you're with me on this one here, because they sit there and they'll close down a major thoroughfare. And then they'll say you need to take one of the mile roads, but then they'll inevitably shut down the mile roads to do some do some construction on it at the same time.
But as Diane said, look, it's not like the weather picks and chooses which road it's going to destroy with potholes and everything else. So in our season, I mean, look at me. It's like I work for MDOT, right? I'm just trying to be fair.
Plus, a lot of the highway projects are funded by federal money,
Right.
which has to be spent in a certain calendar year, or they take it away from you.
Yeah. And there's only so much time they can do it.
Yeah. So anyway, if you want to rail at that, that's fine, but it's not going to do you any good right there.
Yeah, exactly. I was on Shaner last night. I was over on the east side, and that was down to like one lane from 4, and I thought, oh my gosh, the construction is just everywhere.
There you go. So if anybody has questions for us watching right now, we've got a bunch of you online right here. So shoot, this is the time right here to hit us with questions. We have a meeting over with the boss here because he can probably yell at us for something we did this morning.
Right.
But we'll go in there and talk to him in a few minutes. But we got like 5-10 minutes here, so send us
so weigh in.
some questions right here.
So yeah, what else do we do this morning? We talked about Pink on the Park, which is coming up again. You can I bet we've got information on our website, otherwise tigers.com.
Yeah,
we'll figure that out and we'll put
Also,
a
we
link
talked to
where
the
you can do
blankie lady who we've also posted that here.
Yeah,
on
we just actually did that about 9 o'clock today. We
Yep.
put in the conversation we had with Karen Bonici with her cool super blankies and an award she just won. And the Batman one is a big one. One of her most popular super blankies.
Well, it comes with a little Batman mask and then, of course, the yellow and black cape with the big Batman thing on it.
And apparently there are some more of those right now at Target right now, so you can check that out as well. Anyways, tomorrow we're talking tipping.
Yeah, tipping tomorrow. Yeah, this is Lisa Gerton says, "How's your granddaughter doing?" Thank you for asking.
Aww.
Scarlett is doing great.
She's so sweet.
Actually, I didn't see her all weekend, so sometimes we'll go a whole weekend without seeing her because my wife and I had a million things going on this weekend. But I saw a picture of her. We're all connected by Facebook,
yeah, of course, right?
So I saw a Facebook picture my daughter put on where she was at a park, Byers Farm, which is in Commerce. Great little place if you get a chance to go by Byers Farm in Commerce. She was sitting up on like a platform, just sitting there.
Wow.
Dare I say, like a normal girl.
Right.
Because she obviously is in a wheelchair, and she used to not be able to sit up at all.
Because of muscle and SMA, which is what the type of muscular dystrophy she has, she loses the muscle.
Yeah, so it was a cool picture to actually see her just sitting there, like she's sitting there, and there was no parent around her holding anything. And
wow.
So that was pretty cool to see. So she's doing great. The medication is working. She's getting stronger every day. Where a lot of people ask if she's on this medication. It's called Spinraza, which basically allows her genes to produce more protein to build muscle. It's not 100%, but it's better than what she was getting, which is little like nothing. And we're holding out hope. We're keeping her muscles alive and keeping her alive long enough for a cure, which is in the works. They're already in testing on a genetic replacement that technically would be a cure for SMA. So we're holding out for that. By the way, the treatment was one of the first ever for any neuromuscular disease that she's on now, the drug. So people with Lou Gehrig's, for instance, are holding out hope that from this they will learn and develop a drug, and so we're on the forefront now of a type of medicine that can fix some problems that we used to think unfixable. So thank you for asking.
And she was, if I'm not mistaken, the first patient ever to get Spinraza.
She was the first commercial patient because obviously there were kids in trials.
Yeah.
And it hasn't been that long. Only the longest trial was about 3 years. Wow. And it's really quick for a drug, but the government has a thing called the Orphan Drug Program where they have decided it's probably in the best interest of patients. And who knew the government doing what's in the best interest of patients? To accelerate the approval of drugs that show a significant improvement. Usually
and that's
they wait.
What it showed.
Exactly. They wait for drugs to show complete improvement with no side effects. But in this particular case, the disease is worse than anything that the drug has indicated it will do. So,
got it. Well, yeah, fantastic. Anyway. Let's see. We got a lot of people weighing in here. I like. Jason says, let's hope they hire a company that works on Ohio roads. That, of course, the joke always.
Oh,
right?
every time, because I drive through Ohio to go to Nashville like once a month, and I hit that. You're just driving down the road. It's like, all of a sudden, and sometimes I think I stopped. I'm looking around trying to figure. The roads are so smooth.
And on the way back, it's welcome back to Michigan.
Welcome back to Michigan.
I know I'm here.
But here's my beef with Ohio. By the way, once I hit Ohio roads. I'm convinced that they hired like some giant to take speed limit signs like lawn darts and just throw them randomly.
Okay.
Because the speed will go from 65 to 75 to 60 to 65 to 60 to 70, just like randomly.
Could that be on purpose?
Well, according to the police officer who stopped me last time I was driving through Lockport, Ohio.
Okay.
It's outside of IKEA.
Oh, okay.
Do you know where that is?
IKEA, Ohio.
Well, there's an IKEA in Ohio, which might as well be the town.
Very good. The only thing in the town?
Well, it's certainly the most visible.
The map?
Certainly a visible thing. So anyway, I got caught for speeding 6 miles an hour over the speed limit in Ohio. They stopped me.
Did you get a ticket?
Yes, I did, but fortunately no points. But I had to pay like $150.
Okay, were you going 6 over?
No, I was going a little faster, and they knocked me down for 6.
By the way, we didn't point these out.
Isn't that nice?
These are fantastic mugs.
How can you get one?
Well, I know. I don't know how can they.
We're trying to figure it out because right now we don't have many of them, but we're trying to figure out some scheme to get them
you guys mugs.
To mugs,
right? I know. They're kind of cute. Although I will say this, and we haven't talked about this on the air. This first run of our mugs and the first logo we did.
The big head logo.
My head is like bigger than yours. Okay, look at the two of us. Is my head bigger than yours? No, I don't think so.
Well, metaphorically speaking.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
We're gonna. But quit.
So George is modeling the cup for us. Did you do your manicure before you did that?
see, here's the thing. When I first started working here, anyone at 7 knows that I'm extremely type A, right? And that I like to suggest things, and I like things the way I, if we edited a story and I had the greatest photographer and greatest editors ever working on stuff, but there may be like one thing I'd want to change, and because it was like, and they would look at me like, really? Is this really going to move the needle on this?
Yeah.
And I'm always, and I.
No, you're detail-oriented, which is why we're a good team, because I am so not.
Yes, and I am very detail-oriented. Yes. So, but I thought, these poor people here don't know me yet. So do I really complain that I think my head's too big next to Steven's?
I don't. I mean, I don't even actually see it. Now, we can talk about the Kroger cake they brought in.
Okay, but hold on. Let me finish this story and then we can talk about it. But I did finally get up the guts to say to Suzanne, the promotions person here, listen, could we just make Steven's head bigger or my head a little smaller, because I just don't think it's right. So anyways,
So we sized you down.
Actually, they made you a little bigger too, to be honest.
What it was?
But so the second round of cups or mugs, it's going to have my head be a little smaller and Steven's be a little bigger.
I needed to tell quickly that, and then we have to get out of here. We got the Kroger case story.
Oh, it's so funny.
Kroger, we had a little party right here behind us, and some of our sponsors and stuff came in a couple weeks ago, and Kroger made this phenomenal cake with the big caricature of the two of us on there. And I look fabulous. I mean, I got Popeye arms. I'm looking good. I'm sitting there looking studly and manly. And you're next to me. You got the biggest hair I think I've ever seen on a human being.
But a very small waist. A very small waist.
Well, you had no. And so I made a comment on Facebook. I said, the hair alone could feed a family of 4.
And I said I should start eating that because I need to fill out elsewhere, I think.
But it was it was funny because we didn't want to eat the. How do you eat a caricature of somebody?
Yeah, right.
So you don't want to actually cut into it and say, here, have my leg.
Right.
So.
But it was great.
So we peeled it off. Yeah, we peeled it off and saved that. So I think we're going to frame the frosting. So Judy says, I want a mug. And she said it twice.
Oh, apparently she
really wants a mug. She said it twice. Anthony Daniel says, I see Scarlett at the recovery project while doing my own therapy.
Oh, great.
She inspires me to keep fighting and keep the hope alive.
Amen.
Anthony, you know the story of Scarlett if you've seen her at therapy. She comes rolling in like queen of therapy.
Hey, Chuck.
And hey, Chuck Edwards.
Chuck from YCD.
I just call him E.
Yeah, there you go.
How's everything going? Are we on the radio?
Yeah, we're doing Facebook Live right here.
Oh.
On the OMC page. So are you allowed to do this?
I listen all the time.
Is it? It's like crossing the streams in Ghostbusters.
Exactly.
You never cross the radio station.
Yep.
Yeah. For those who don't realize, we actually have 6 radio stations in this building, which is really
cool.
fun because WYCD's over here, and we got
right
like the Ticket and WWJ and Amp Radio, and we're all over the place over here. So
big happy family over here,
So anyway, unfortunately, we have to get out of here
because
go
meet with the boss.
Yeah, the boss is probably waiting for us. I heard him sharpening his blade.
And the boss has been doing this for like 40 years or something.
Yeah, like 40 years.
We've been doing it for like 4 weeks. So I'm sure
you've been doing
nothing.
it for 4 weeks. I've been doing it for
5.
5.
I'm sure you can teach us nothing, right? We know it all at this point.
We're way past all that.
Anyways, all right. So so thanks for watching this and for listening in the morning. And if you're not listening, please do each morning.
And Demetrius, he says, for this day forward, I listen to you guys, and I'm going right back to sleep.
Okay. Demetrius is great. He was always a fan when we were on 7.
Know.
He'd come down and watch when I was doing the noon show down at the Cube. So we thank you. Hey, Judy, you have a beautiful day, too, and all of you as well. And we're going to do these a lot. So we hope
just hang out because we don't get enough talking between 6 and 10 a.m. Just frankly, we need to talk more.
No one can wrap us here but ourselves. It's kind of nice.
Have a good day. Hit us up on Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah, please.